What is up, you beautiful people? Right now, we're ushering in all of the good vibrations. That's why I'm playing one of my favorite songs, Happy People by Frankie Beverly and Mays. In case you don't know, you know now. And so I'm about to light a little Palo Santo to usher in even more good vibes. Just light it a little bit, let it smoke a little bit. I love the smell of Palo Santo. And I love what it does, sets the mood, puts us on the right frequency, and helps to attract those good vibes. The only downside, I think, to Palo Santo is that it just burns out so quick, right? But here it is. I'm getting my energy high so that I can make sure that I am able to communicate effectively all of the wonderful things that I want to share with you today. And I'm hoping that you do the same. Get you some Palo Santo. It costs $1 sometimes for 2, 3, or 4 of these. Or just set your intentions on a high frequency. You don't even need money to do that, right? So I am Tot of Tot Well Live. Thank you for joining me today. This is my very first video, okay? This is gonna be the first of many, but this is my first one. And this is me finally manifesting the things that I want. I read recently that the universe opens doors for you, but it's your responsibility to walk in those doors. And that just did something to my soul, right? Here it is. We have everything working for us, right? Nothing against us. The whole universe is tapping into the things that we want and making those things happen on our behalf. All we have to do is walk through that door that has been open for us. And sometimes that door might not look like a door. Sometimes that door might not look like the door we wanted it to look like, or the door we thought it was going to look like, or when we told God, the universe, whoever it is that you believe in or pray to, that, hey, I want my door to look like this, and this. Well, it didn't quite turn out that way, but it's still the door that you're looking for. So don't pass by what you know that you need on the pursuit to some kind of perfection that might not even be what you want. But enough of that, because that's not even what I want to talk to you about today. I have been doing some meditating in the mornings, and the kind of meditating where you stay in your bed and you may fall asleep a little bit, but you still get that information, that download that you need in order to get yourself into alignment. Well, I've been doing that lately. And it came to my mind, about prosperity. And it's something that I have honestly struggled with for a long time, right? Not the tangible money itself, but the inner workings of, prosperity, and how I can get all of my cells, my biology, my mindset, my spirit, my heart, my soul, everything in alignment with being prosperous. Because to be honest with you, it's a little bit difficult when you spent your whole life in conservation mode, right? Trying to make sure that you protect what you have, the little bit that you've earned or gained. You want to make sure that you protect it, right? And you do things, or at least in my perspective or my life, my experience, you do things like you give to others, and you do all of the quote unquote right things that you're supposed to do, but inside you still feel like you got to conserve because you just never know. Well, that's what I am working to transform within myself, because to be honest, abundance and prosperity is an unlimited thing. Once you get into that flow, that water, that money tree keeps flowing, that water keeps flowing, where you get any and everything that you've been wanting, and you start to attract all of these things to yourself. That's what I'm referring to when I think of prosperity and abundance. And it's not a dollar amount, because there's plenty of people who have millions of dollars. I myself have a lot of money, right? I have a lot of love and people and things in my life, but I just have to get myself out of this conservation mode and into the flow of abundance, to where I am so confident and know that nothing I can do can run out, right? I will always be able to get more. That's, to me, the goal. So in order to talk to you about this prosperity, right, I felt like it would be a good idea for me to run through some of the things that have helped me come to this resolution or ongoing journey, because I resolve nothing, right? I'm continuously evolving. And in order to do that, I'm going to do a little bit of an unboxing of something that I got from Christian Dior, okay? How's that for prosperity, right? I'm very much into fashion. I literally get heart palpitations when I see some dope ass shit, and I'm just like, oh my God, that's amazing. It could be on a person in real life. It could be in a magazine or wherever, right? On Instagram or whatever. I get excited when I see a piece of just well done clothing or something that's just boom boom. I'm just like, oh shit. Like if I see you and I be like, oh, you looking good, sis, you rocking the hell out of that outfit. I saw a lady actually last night. She was a mom. She was out with her family, had on these really, really nice shoes. And rather than keeping it to myself, like, oh, those are some cool shoes, I was like, those shoes are fire. And y'all should have seen her face. She honestly did not even know how to say thank you. She was just so excited. I could tell that, when you get so excited, your words don't flow. That's how this woman was. And to do it in front of her family, she had 2 sons and a husband who probably don't appreciate things like that as much because they probably don't care about mom's shoes, right? But they all turned around and they all heard it. And me and my husband were like, and it was awesome. So anyways, I wanted to unbox these shoes because these are a gift from my husband. I got them for my birthday, which is like 2 months ago, I think now at this point. And I haven't worn them yet. And I think that this will be the perfect way to talk about prosperity and abundance and transformation in that area, because this to me is a representation of that. It's one of those things that triggers my my sense of lack, right? And so I'm the kind of person who loves buying things and doing things for other people. It could be a homeless person on the street. It could be someone that I love. It could be whoever, right? I love giving. But when it comes to myself, I'm like, I wouldn't spend that kind of money on myself. Or I have to go through this whole mental process of, I wouldn't, buy a pair of $2,000 shoes when I could go buy like 20 pair of shoes, that cost less instead of. So when you are really in a mindset of abundance, you don't even, and this is my interpretation, you don't even think about shit like that. Like, you don't think about like, I could have this one pair of sandals that's cool that I like, or I could have 20 pair of sandals. And to be honest, I'm not even the kind of person that wants to have 20 pair of sandals. If you were to see my closet, I have a very minimalist mindset when it comes to clothes. I studied the French and their style aesthetic, and I really like it. I rock with it, which is that you buy quality pieces and you have them for a long time, and you don't have to have 20, 30, 40, 50 of an item, right? And that's what my closet looks like. I don't have a lot of stuff, but the stuff I have is stuff that I absolutely love, and it's dope as fuck, if I must say so myself. But anyways, so with these shoes, I'm going to unbox them. First off, I absolutely love the box. Like, one of the things that I like about fashion, and one of the things that I appreciate about people who are really passionate about what they do, is that they pay attention to the smallest details. And so when it comes to luxury items or high fashion items, typically the things that a lot of people discard or don't think about or don't care to invest in are things like boxes. And so if you look at this box, it has texture to it, right? It has gold foiling on the letters. These are some small things, but it just makes it, when I buy something nice and the person thinks about every detail, it does something to me, right? And it in a good way. So for those of you makers out there, always think about the little things, right? It just elevates you. A little card in here, probably gonna throw it away, but it's a card. Let's see what it says. You have just purchased a pair of Dior shoes, and we thank you for this choice. Craftsmen selected for their respective manufacturing traditions have designed for you these shoes using the finest leathers and the most noble materials. Like, come on now, people. You took the time to write a card to explain to me what I bought. Like, this is the exact kind. Like, this is the reason that. For those of you who feel like you don't think that buying quality items is worth the money, like, all of these things are worth it. Have you ever gotten a note in your shoes from Target? No. And I shop at Target. I got on clothes right now from Target, so I'm not trying to act like Target is not a cool spot, but I'm saying that sometimes when you make a little bit more of an investment for an item, you get more of a benefit from it. And these types of things are things that I like. These are things that I find valuable, right? These are made with fine leathers, right? Or the finest leathers, as they say on this paper, and the most noble materials. Like, I love that. The attention you will give to the use and maintenance of your shoes will preserve their beauty, and that's very much true. I have shoes and clothing in general that I've had for years and that I will continue to have for years because I take care of it. Also because I bought products that were made to last, right? We recommend that you do not wear your shoes more than 2 consecutive days. Interesting. I'm wearing my shoes however many days I damn well please, and they need to hold up, if you know what I'm saying. But I'll keep reading. Before storing them in their pouch, clean them with a soft and dry cloth. Keep them in a dry and cold place. Try to avoid as much as possible contact with alcoholic, greasy, and abrasive products as they alter the quality of the leather. Change the top lifts of your shoes before they are too worn so that the heel is not altered. That's another thing. So when you start looking at the purchasing of luxury goods, right, another reason that you would invest this type of money in them is because you are doing just that. You're making an investment in something that is going to last and yield returns. So in my opinion, when I think about the returns, right, because my husband hates when people say they're investing in something that isn't a stock or real estate or something like that, right? But to me, the returns that you get are that they last for a long time, right? I'm not out buying another pair of shoes next year because they failed to hold up. That's the expectation. And then when you buy these designer goods, oftentimes if there is a problem in a year, 2 years, 3 years, however many years that it takes, you can return them. And if they can be repaired or replaced, they will do that, right? So they come with these dust cloths or bags, whatever you want to refer to them as, but you store your shoes in these. I use these when I travel. I like to see my shoes and take them out the box, so I don't store my shoes in these. But when I travel, I do use these because I don't want my shoes to come into contact with clothes, because that just seems unsanitary to me. So as you can hear from the ruffling of the papers, I am unboxing my shoes. Now, my husband bought me these shoes because we saw a pair of shoes that were by Balenciaga that were similar to these. And I told him, I was like, these sandals are so cool because they look just like the sandals that I grew up with and loved when I was a kid. And he was like, I was going to get you the Balenciagas, but I just felt like these were more your personality, more your style aesthetic, and I felt like you would have these for forever, which is so true with me. The first pair of designer shoes that I got were a pair of Chanel slippers that my husband bought me 12 years ago, and I still have them, and I still wear them all the time in the summertime. So here's what these shoes look like. Ta-da! So they look like some sandals that I had when I was a kid. And what I love about these sandals is you could do the same thing in these shoes that you could do in gym shoes, right? Look at them. They're sandals. But look, they cover you in the back, so you straight. Like, you're not about to slip up out of these bad boys. This is what I think is cool about them. Now, I'm about to get to the real, y'all, because this is the deep. This is the depth, right? So when I got these shoes, the first words out of my mouth after I said thank you, because I saw, I got a gift from my husband after we already celebrated my birthday and had a birthday party. I told him I didn't want a gift and that I didn't need a gift, but he decided to give me a gift anyway. And so I said thank you. And then when I saw him, I said, how much did you pay for these? Because this is what I do, y'all. This is the inner work that I'm talking about. How much did these shoes cost? And he said, girl, you don't need to worry about that. I say, you already know I'm worried. And if you don't tell me, then I'm going to go look it up. So you might as well just tell me how much shoes cost. And he said they cost $1,800. And I said, I'm taking these shoes back. That's just exactly what I did. I said, I'm taking these shoes back. I said, I am not about to be wearing no $1,800 sandals. Stop. And my husband said, do you like them? I said, I like them, but not $1,800 worth. And he was like, do you like the shoes? I said, yes. He said, well, then you're keeping the shoes. I said, I'm going to think about it. I'm not going to say a hard no, and I'm not going to say yes. But there's a lot of other things that I could have preferred over these shoes for $1,800, right? Which brings me to the point of today, which is about prosperity and the transformation that you have to make within. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, my husband and I, we have lived on a budget since we've gotten together, and prior to that, right? We are good stewards of our money. So the money that was spent on these is what we could actually afford to spend. It's just that I have not allowed myself mentally, spiritually, emotionally, internally to accept the fact that these things are okay for me, right? And on occasion, when I get a handbag that costs a couple grand, or even a couple $100s or something like that, on those occasions, I'm cool with it because I'm like, oh, it's a purse, or oh, is it like, I just kind of, but there's a fundamental rationalization that has to go on when I exceed a certain dollar amount. And to me, that is working against my desire for this just, feeling of abundance and prosperity and things like that. So I think that it's very important to go within and reflect on these shoes, right? Is this something that I actually want? Or is this something that I do not allow myself to want because I feel like I don't deserve it? Or more importantly, because I don't have a problem with the deserving element, but for me, it's mostly about what happens if something goes wrong. I'm going to feel mighty fucking stupid for walking around in some goddamn $2,000 ass shoes. I'm going to feel like a dumbass. Like, this is how I actually feel on the inside. And I'm just being honest about that with y'all. So I think that the work for me starts with being honest about these feelings and where they came from, right? As a child, we could not afford things, and that was a common theme in my household. Oh no, I can't afford that. Oh no, I can't get that because we can't afford that. And I always felt like, ooh, we can't afford that, right? No matter how much we had. And so in my journaling practice, I'm just like, well, when's the last time where you as your own adult, as the leader of your own self and family, when was the last time you couldn't afford something? When was the last time you felt like I couldn't pay a bill, or I couldn't afford a meal, or I couldn't afford to buy myself some clothes, or if I did, I was forfeiting something else? And the truth of the matter is, since I've been responsible for myself, that has never happened. I have never been in a position where I couldn't afford something. So why do I always feel like I can't afford something? Or if I do go out and spend money on something that I don't need, it's a problem for me internally, right? And so that is what today's messaging is all about. These shoes brought on this, thinking, this therapy for me of, look, you do deserve these shoes if this is what you want, right? You're not going to go broke by these shoes. And if, these shoes are the straw that broke the camel's damn back, then sell the shoes or return the shoes. Like, this is not prosperity or abundance thinking. This is the complete opposite. And this is me allowing my fears about an unknown future that I do not want to happen to be projected on me right now, rather than saying, you know what? I like these shoes. And if I decide tomorrow that I like another $2,000 pair of shoes, and I will get that damn $2,000 pair of shoes. Why? Because I've already made the choices to be responsible. I already live by a budget. I already made sure that in the future I have a retirement. I have a plan for myself financially if I'm not able to work, right? These things are already in place. So now it's time to live my life in accordance with the principles that I say that I want, which are abundance and being in the flow and being in alignment, right? And so that's my message on the shoes. And that's, as I'm going through my transformation, my healing in this area, I'm hoping that you're finding some type of value out of it yourself. Because the reality is that, the things that we want in our lives are all already there. Right? We can get them as long as we transform our mindset. It doesn't take a lot of work. It doesn't take a lot of extra money. All it takes is the belief that, hey, look, I want this. and I'm going to make it happen. The universe opens that door, and all we have to do is walk right into it. So that's my thoughts on prosperity for today. The last thing I wanted to talk about is I watched Insecure. And I've been rocking with Issa Rae since Awkward Black Girl, or let me correct myself, because it's the Misadventures of an Awkward Black Girl. I think it's the proper name of the show. And I was watching that show faithfully on YouTube every episode, every season. Like, loved it. I got my husband hooked on it. Another friend of mine, I think she got me hooked on it, or I got her hooked on it, one of the two. But we used to geek out over that show because it was so nerdy, cool, and like just hilarious, right? Issa Rae also has some other great shows too. I wish that would have never went off the air on YouTube, but hey, she moved on to bigger and better things. Anyway, Insecure, the series on HBO, did a lot for me in my life, right? Like, it was an amazing run. And when I watched the documentary the other day, which was after the series finale of the show, I got to see, you know, from their perspective, how they thought about the ending of the show and things like that. And it just really helped me to realize how important it is to just walk through that door, right? When the universe opens the door, you say, hey, this is what I wanted, and then the universe makes a way. All you got to do is crawl your way through that door, roll your way through, walk through, run through, however you can get through that door, just get through that door. Because on the other side of that are all the dreams that you have for yourself, are all of the things that you wanted for yourself. It's all of the high vibrations that you've been putting out into this world, all this effort that you've been putting into it. It's all on that other side. And so all we have to do is just walk through that door. And so Insecure also helped me to realize that, because I got to see this woman who started on YouTube. I don't know if it was 10 years ago. I don't even remember how long ago it was, right? But she started on YouTube with an idea and some other people who bought into her idea. And I don't even know if these people were getting paid or not. And she just did it. And that inspired me to get out of my head and just come in here and do what it is that I know I'm meant to do, which is sit right here and talk to you guys, right? I've had this dream since I worked in corporate America. I was an engineer, and I absolutely hated it. Not from the perspective of the work wasn't meaningful, because the work was meaningful that I did every day, but I just felt like I deserved better. I felt like I was a better person than the environment that I was in. I felt like I had more creative ideas. I had more to give, but I just didn't know where to get started or what to do or how, right? And also I felt the weight of the fact that I had spent 4 years of my college career pursuing this path, and I made a lot of money. And so I was like, I don't know what else I'm going to do, because I don't know how to do anything, right? So I said all of that to say that I was inspired or motivated to come talk to you guys today and just share, because my ultimate dream is to have my own show, which is what I'm doing right now in my home, talking to you guys on my iPhone, unboxing, healing, sharing my therapy and all of this other stuff with you guys. And I was inspired by seeing Issa Rae and the culmination of, 5 years of hard work that she put in. But that was after the 10 years of work that she had already put in behind the scenes that most people don't even know about her YouTube series, the multiple series that she had on YouTube, not just Awkward Black Girl. So thank you, Issa Rae, and the entire cast of people that you've worked with who bought into you before you even had a camera or a director or any other professional people, right? Because it just takes somebody to believe right along with you. And for those people that don't believe with you at the beginning, because they just are like, I don't see it, right? I don't understand what you're doing, or I think you're making a bad choice, or whatever it is. Those people are necessary too. Everybody can't see what you see, right? When you're the visionary, that means you have the vision, right? You literally have the vision and you see what's going to unfold in your life. Everybody can't see that. They don't have that same vision. Their vision might not be 20/20. You know what I'm saying? It might be like mine, but I don't have on my glasses. But the reality is that we need them both. We need the people that don't need to see it. They just automatically know if you said you're going to do it, oh, that's about to happen. And then you need the people who are a little bit more cautious. Like, are you sure you want to quit your job before you? Because how are you going to take care of yourself? You need to have all of those people, right? Everybody just ain't going to jump on your bandwagon. And so I appreciate that as I sat and watched, I realized that, you know what? I just need to get out there and do it. So that's how the prosperity conversation came up. It's been on my mind. I wrote about it in my journal. I'll probably share the writings with you guys. And yes, these shoes not only helped me look fly as fuck when I decided to wear them, because I ain't even worn them. You can see from the bottom like they brand new, right? But also helped me to realize some areas that I need to improve upon in order to be the woman that I really see myself as, right? So this is going to conclude our very first episode together. There's going to be more of these to come. I've already had several ideas flowing through me. And yeah, kind of would say, let me know what you think, but I also don't really care what you think, but I also do want to know what you think, because I want to know that I'm making a difference. However, the truth is that I'm doing this for me, right? So I think it's great if you find or derive some sort of value out of this conversation that I'm having with you today. But I also don't care, because I'm doing this because I know that this is the right thing to do, right? So whether I get one person to watch, 0 people to watch, well, I'm going to watch it. So that's at least one person that's going to watch it. But none of that matters as much as me doing what I know is the right thing for my own soul. And so if you got nothing else out of today's conversation, right? Please get this, that you have a duty to yourself to do the things that you know are the things that you need to be doing. And so when I would be sitting in my cubicles, like I'm sure many of you are, when I would be sitting in my cubicles, I would be listening to the videos that I needed to listen to in order to help elevate myself mentally and spiritually and emotionally. I would be learning what I needed to learn. I took classes on my cell phone while I'm at my desk, half-ass working or not doing as good of a job as I could have been doing if I had been fully focused, right? But the truth of the matter is, I had to be honoring myself at all times. And every scenario worked out for me, not against me, not harmed me, or any of those things, no matter how I was feeling in that particular period. So stay true to you. Do what you know is the right thing, even if you can only give it 5 minutes. And that's it. So we're about to go out the same way we came in. Light some Palo Santo. And this time I'm doing it for you. I'm sending you good vibes. I hope you have a wonderful morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Always stay true to you. And I want you to be prosperous as fuck. That's what we're going to do. We're going to be prosperous AF. Thank you. I'm Todd Well Lived. And I will see you next time. Bye.